Okay, I'm filming multiple intros and outros at the same time, and my hair is just like falling down. So, excuse my hair, because it's just falling down, but I don't want to take it down and redo it, so we're going with this. We're going with this. Okay. So today's video is for the newest release from Olive Ave Polish. If that name sounds familiar, Olive Ave Polish is owned by Walker from Olive Ave Nails here on YouTube. She has amazing swatches. You guys definitely should check her out. So the Flora collection for spring 2021 is a continuation from last year's Flora collection. This is a 6-piece collection with one topper. We have some spring creams. We have a couple spring shimmers. I'm going to preface this video by saying this now. When I opened up the PR package and I saw that they were all pastels, I was a little like, Spring pastels don't usually do it for me. I usually really just avoid them, to be perfectly honest. And once I got these on my nails, I took back every bad thing I have ever said about spring pastels. Every bad thing I've ever said, I take it back. I take it back. I apologize to all of you spring pastel lovers who tried telling me how they are great, and I was like, no, neons please, no. These were absolutely fantastic. The formulas were on point. Usually, my biggest complaint usually with pastels is that they're very finicky in formula, and these were not. So if you are like me and you hate the chalky, hard to apply formulas of pastels, check these out because these were really, really good. So let's get into these swatches because I've yabbered on enough. The first polish is Cactus Flower. This is described as a muted purple with a strong pink shimmer. This had a fantastic formula. It didn't feel thick or thin, and like all of the polishes by this brand, I find that they all apply very buttery smooth. Color-wise, I found this one really interesting because usually when I think of muted purples, I think fall. But this one definitely does seem very springy, almost kind of like a rainy spring color. The shimmer in this is fairly strong. It's not a shifty shimmer, and it also does not have any brush strokes through the final polish. And I think this will be a 2-coater on pretty much everyone. This self-levels perfectly. Next up, we have Flora, which is the topper for this collection. This is described as a pearl topper that adds a rainbow to any shade. So I'm going to show how this one builds up in 3 coats. For all of the creams that don't have shimmers, I will also have photos of this topper on top of them. I found that as a topper on top of the pastels, it gives a very pearly effect to the nail. On its own, in 3 coats, I found it's very like a pastel multi-chrome type shade. The colors I was seeing most with this topper were like a cyan, a blue, and a purple. It is just slightly brush strokey, so keep an eye on your final coat if that kind of thing bothers you. I really love this one in 3 coats on its own. I ended the day after I swatched this one because I really wanted to wear it on its own. And you can see here how it looks in the daylight. The following day after I swatched it, I was loving it. Oh my gosh, this is such a fun topper. Next up, we have Lilac, which is described as a true lilac cream balanced between blue and purple. So this was the first polish from the collection that I tried, and I wish I had audio of me going, oh my god, wow, because I was genuinely surprised at how good the formula was on this polish. I have a polish similar in color to this one already, and I found that I wore it once and I never wanted to deal with it again because I just hated the formula. And this one is perfect. It's buttery smooth, it's self-leveling, it applies so nicely. I am just genuinely impressed and surprised at just how good this polish was. So I swatched this one in 2 coats. I found that it dries down just fairly glossy, but still you will want glossy top coat. I used the Olive Ave Polish top coat for this, and here is the Lilac paired with the topper from this release. Literally everything about this polish I loved. It was just so beautiful. And here it is with the topper. And next up we have Peony, which is described as a pale pink cream. So this is described as a pale pink. I found that it leaned just a hair peachy on me. It is definitely a pink, but I found that with my skin it definitely came off more peachy. So out of all of the polishes in this release, I found this was the only one that behaved more similar to a pastel that I'm used to. So it wasn't chalky, it self-leveled perfectly, but once I saw the first coat, I decided to start going in for thicker coats and floating them on. So I flooded my cuticle area a little bit here. But yeah, I was trying to manipulate this one as little as possible while I was applying it. I will still say, though, that this polish had a fantastic formula, and especially for being a pastel pink, it was phenomenal. This is going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on nail length and how thick of a coat you do. I found on my pointer fingernail, my ring fingernail, I accidentally did a really thick coat, and it was like 90% opaque in 2 coats on that finger. Next up, we have Sage. This is described as a soft, muted sage green with a strong silver shimmer. Sage had a wonderful formula. It was a smooth and buttery application. The shimmer gives this an almost antique look on the nail that I really enjoyed. Typically, I don't really love sage greens. I think I only bought my first sage green polish ever last year in a mystery. And ever since then, I have been slowly starting to really enjoy them. And this one just had such a fantastic formula, and I really liked the unique look that the shimmer gave it. I think for most people, this will be good in 2 coats. I went in for 3 as I had some transparency on my tips, but I think most people will probably be good in 2 coats. And the final polish from this release is called Zinnia, and this is described as a classic light green cream, perfect for spring. Where the last polish was a sage green, this is definitely just a light green. This isn't very sagey. This had a great formula. In my swatch notes, I wrote freakishly good formula. I was just very impressed with the creams from this release. Like, they were just fantastic. This is going to be a 2 to 3 coater depending on your polishing style. After I turned the camera off, I actually decided to add a 3rd coat onto my middle nail. And here is Zinnia outside with my very not spring looking backyard. And here is Zinnia with the topper Flora, and it just looks so stunning. This is another polish that I was very surprised at how much I genuinely enjoyed how it looked on my nails. And that is it for the Flora collection for 2021. If I was going to pick favorites, I would first go with Lilac. I love the way this one looked against my skin tone. I was so in love with this one. This one looks so beautiful. And again, I usually don't like spring pastel creams. I usually just don't like them. And I loved this one. Second favorite would be Cactus Flower. I love the purple base with the pink shimmer. It reminded me of China Glaze's Get It Right, Get It Bright. You can see here that the two are not really too similar. It's the Olive Ave is definitely darker, and it's so beautiful. And then my third favorite, which I can't find the bottle for, is the topper Flora. I thought that was such a fun, beautiful topper. I wore that one on my nails for an extra day, which is a long time for me. Usually I don't wear anything for more than a couple of hours anymore. But I love that one. I got to wear that one for a full day after swatching it, and I had so much fun with it. It was absolutely gorgeous in all the lighting. Yeah. So this is a fantastic release. It is available now on the Olive Ave Polish website, which I'll have linked down below. Don't forget to check out my blog post if you'd like to see more swatch photos. Thank you again, Walker, for sending this to me. I so appreciate it, and I'd love to know if you guys are picking anything up. Yeah, this was just a super fun release. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!